What's going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. Today I want to talk about intermittent fasting, and the reason being is because I talk a lot about it on my other videos. I've mentioned it quite a bit. I've mentioned it on my Instagram posts. I post a lot of food, and typically when I have a large meal, in most cases I'll be breaking fast. So I share those photos because I want people to understand the vast amount of food that is required when you are doing fasting. I mean, when you want to consume the proper nutrients and take in the proper proteins, carbs, and fats, you need to consume quite a bit during your eating window. So I want to talk today about the 5 golden rules of intermittent fasting and just basically run through those with you. Also, at the end of this video, I have a quick surprise for you, so if you make it to the end and I don't bore you too much, then you're more than welcome to participate in what I have to say at the end. So getting things started, the first rule of intermittent fasting is that you really would have to fast anywhere between 12 to upwards of 20 hours for some people. So it's not really a fast if you're doing it for anything less than 12 hours. Now, some people would say that, that number should be even a little bit higher. Some people would say 14 or 16 hours, but being completely reasonable, and for beginners, I find a lot of people will start with a 12-hour fast just to get sort of their foot in the door into that sort of methodology, applying it to their schedule. It's often great to start with a small or a lower number. You don't want to start fasting and go straight for 20 hours. I mean, that's just a little bit ridiculous. I would say that's more for advanced people that have been doing it a while. I can go up to 20 hours comfortably. I can go even beyond that comfortably, to be honest, but I don't usually bother because it's somewhat counterproductive when it comes to muscle building. It's great for fat loss, that is. So that's the first rule of intermittent fasting. The second rule of intermittent fasting is that you can't eat anything. So a lot of people will start running through a list of things like, okay, can I have this? Well, can I have a bagel? Can I have, coffee? And the answer to that is, and the rule I typically went by and typically go by on a day-to-day basis if I'm doing fasting, is that I don't consume anything over 35 calories. I'm not sure where that number came from. A lot of people will say 10 calories, 15, whatever it may be. 35 is kind of the golden number for me. It's embedded in the back of my head from when I originally started fasting over a year ago, and that's the number I've stuck with. What that means is you can have coffee, but it's got to be black. It's got to be, you can't add cream or sugar or anything like that. You can't have a latte or anything like that. I mean, those typically go 100, 200, 300 calories, right? So you're breaking your fast at that point. So what you really are limited to is water, black coffee. If you want to get fancy and really start to get a little bit creative, I say fancy, but I do this pretty often, have a lemon water, and even just put the smallest pinch of, I almost don't want to say it, but you could put the smallest pinch of honey. It may take you close to, if not over that 35 calories, but if you're just getting started on fasting, you're not going to be too hard on yourself. Do the lemon water and see how that feels. If you need to just make it a little bit sweeter to sort of balance that citrus of the lemon, then warm up your water. So do it like a warm lemon water, warm it in the microwave, or just a boiling water over the stove. Add the lemon and then just a pinch of honey to it, and that's going to give you that sort of balance between the acidity and the sweetness. So that's the second rule. Don't eat anything. Stay below 35 calories. The second you go over 35 calories, you're breaking fast. So the third rule of intermittent fasting is don't put your heavy lifting days in the gym on the same days that you're doing fasting. Now, I do this more often than not. I actually did this yesterday. It was a leg day, and unfortunately, I say unfortunately because it wasn't planned, I ended up actually doing fasting that day. So I fasted for something like stupid too, like 18 or 20 hours. Now, I don't like to do intermittent fasting on days where I'm doing heavy lifting. So if I'm doing a leg day or if I'm doing a large muscle group, I don't really, for instance, if I'm doing back, I don't like to do intermittent fasting because I like to be able to consume a lot of foods throughout the day to sustain my workout and really just give me the energy I need to go forward. So I don't typically recommend doing fasted workouts if you're looking to build muscle. Okay, that's very specific. If you're looking to build muscle, don't do fasted workouts. It's not optimal in my opinion. If you're looking to lose weight, fasted workouts is where it's at. Just make sure you're not doing the heavy lifting. So you can do fasted workouts, you can do fasted cardio during your workouts, which is a great way to burn fat, because what's actually happening when you're doing intermittent fasting, you're doing a workout, you're getting in there, you're going to the gym, your body's like looking for energy because you're sitting there, you're running, you're lifting, you're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. your body can't find that energy because you haven't consumed any food or nutrients or whatever it may be. All you've been drinking is water or lemon water. That basically your body's going to go, oh my God, I need to find energy right now. Where is it? And it's going to start looking all over your body to your fat deposits, to your deep stored fat. And it's going to look to that, and it's going to burn that in order to fuel you for your workout if you are exerting yourself to that point. So, just to summarize, don't do heavy lifting if you are fasting. Don't do heavy lifting on those days. Try to keep it high volume, for instance. Try to do arms or something. Do chest maybe. That's not too crazy, right? But don't stay away from the larger muscle groups. I mean, chest is pretty large, but don't do back, don't do legs. My opinion, anyways. So we're on to 3. Number 4, don't scarf your food down during your eating window. So if you're fasting for, let's say, 18 hours, and you're going to have a 6-hour eating window. Now, for a lot of new people that are just starting into fasting, and I did this too, and it's sort of just I guess it's just, everyone really does it when they get started with this, but what you actually do is you start to really go crazy. You look at the food on the table and you start to just scarf it down. You just want to get it down as quick as possible. You're so hungry, you're just, you want to get it in you, right? Avoid doing that. Space out your meals during your eating window. Plan ahead. So the second you want to start eating, the second you're going to start breaking fast, make sure you have your meal prepared. Make sure you know exactly what is in that meal, when it comes to protein, carbs, fats, everything. You want to know the macros of it, and you want to have that as your first meal to break fast. When you're done eating that meal, and I'll say this because it's actually Mike Dolce from the Dolce Diet. He says, eat until you're satisfied, not until you're full. It's a perfect way to describe this procedure, because when you're done your first meal, you want to stop eating. Give yourself at least 30 minutes to an hour to digest what you just had. A lot of people won't do this because they'll take in more food after their first meal. They'll still be hungry. They'll just be going nonstop, and they think that, oh my God, I only have 4 hours or 6 hours to eat. It's a lot of time. People don't realize it. So what you can actually do is take in your first meal, give yourself a bit of time to digest, and then take in your second meal, and even the third if you can fit it in within the time frame. Now, when you're taking these meals, make sure that if you are fasting just before you're going to bed, or you're breaking fast before bed, try to give yourself time to digest before bedtime as well. So 1 to 2 hours before you put your head on the pillow at night, try to make sure that you've digested all your food, so you basically stop eating about 1 or 2 hours prior to going to sleep. So it seems like, again, it's a lot to take in, and this is why I wanted to summarize this in a quick video for you. So that's number 4 we were on just there. So don't scarf your foods, space it out. Make sure that you know what you're consuming, and you're pacing yourself during your eating window, because that's the best way you're going to set yourself up. One more important note, which I didn't mention on number 3. Number 3 was to basically do fasted cardio if you'd like to lose weight, but don't do your heavy lifting. One more important note to that is, if you're planning on fasting and you know you have to work out the day after, so if I'm going to fast today and I know I have to work out tomorrow, make sure you're going to carb up the day before you know you're going to fast. So if I'm fasting tomorrow, I'm going to make sure I'm consuming a lot of carbs today. And that's just really planning ahead and thinking ahead, because you want those carbs to sustain you, and you want those carbs to remain with you if you plan on working out the next day, if you plan on doing a fasted workout. So I'm sorry I just rewinded back to number 3, but we're going to skip back ahead to number 4 again, just to refresh your memory. Don't scarf your food. That's number 4. So number 5, and this is the absolute most important rule of the 5 golden rules of intermittent fasting, and that is to drink tons of water. So if you don't have water nearby, you're not doing it right. If you aren't constantly running to the washroom, if you're not almost pissing yourself, and I say this from experience, because you drink so much water, because you're so hydrated, you're not doing it right. Your piss should be crystal clear, clear as day. It should look like someone didn't even go to the washroom in the toilet. That's how clear it should be, and that's how hydrated you should be if you're properly doing intermittent fasting. So that's it. That's the 5 golden rules of intermittent fasting, and I hope they're clear and well explained. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, or any of the other social sites. I'm more than happy to answer them. I would say I'm very experienced with intermittent fasting now. I've applied it to my life in so many ways, and I think it's just a great tool to have. So that's pretty much it, and I tried to keep it as short as I could. What I did want to get on to is, actually, I was going to do a giveaway today, and that is for, I mentioned it in a previous video, and you can check out that video, link in the description below. Also right here I talked about it. it's actually a giveaway for one of these nifty little things. And this is a Beastie, and it's by the company Rumble Roller. You can see that right there. Now, it's a pretty interesting product, and I mentioned in another video, it's a great handheld sort of foam roller, really. So basically you use this on small muscle groups. I like to use it on my shoulders, back, specifically my traps. I love to use it for that, and even my obliques, so along the side, my abs there. It's a great product, and what I did want to do is actually get you one of these. Now, the reason being is Rumble Roller, the company actually had sent me a few of their different Beastie products from their Beastie line. Now, I, of course, am going to be using a lot of the products which they had sent me, but what they did do was send me an extra Beastie. And again, it's by Rumble Roller. So they sent me this extra Beastie product, and since I already have one for myself, and I'm so confident in the quality of this product, and the reason I say that is I haven't been able to break anything they've given me or anything I've purchased so far, which, you know, I break most of my fitness stuff unintentionally. So what I did want to do is give you, or whomever applies and wins this particular giveaway, a Beastie. Now, I will ship this to you anywhere in the world, worldwide. I'll cover the shipping costs, no big deal. You know what? The company sent it to me. They sent me this product, so I want to send it to you, and I want to sort of spread the love and spread the greatness that is rumble rolling and foam rolling in general, because I think it's just a great tool to integrate into your workout regime, and it does help get out those knots and release tension in a lot of areas. So these products, especially because, you know, they're great for people that just want to do it themselves, that don't have the funds to go to a massage place or a chiropractor or wherever it may be, and just want to do it at home. And even if you don't have a friend or family member around, these are great because you can do it yourself. You know, you only need your if you have no hands, then I guess that's where you have a problem. No hands and no arms, you're going to have some difficulty using this. But otherwise, it's a great product to use, and I did want to send this along. So to win this Beastie product, what I need is you need to be a subscriber to my YouTube channel, or you can be following me on Instagram. Either or, doesn't matter to me. Comment on this video down below, or comment on the Instagram photo which I'm going to post following this video. Now, what I'd like you to comment is let me know where you would be using this particular product. So which muscle groups do you feel would benefit most from the use of this product? I know for me, I love to use, as I said, traps. I'm all about that. So leave it in the comment section down below on this video or on Instagram, and let me know where you would use this product. So those are the first two things: subscriber or follower on Instagram, comment down below, and I'd also like you to like this video. That'd be cool. That's it. If you don't like the video, you can dislike it too. I mean, as long as you're doing one or the other, it's all good. I'll make sure. That's pretty much it. One more thing I would like you to do, and just out of courtesy, you know what? Rumble Roller is actually the company, again, that sent this product and sent me a few different products. If you could go and support them on Instagram, give them a couple likes on their photos, or comment on some of their photos, you know, I'd appreciate that, and I'm sure they would as well. It's the only courteous thing to do, considering that they sent me these products and I'm going to be sending them to you. Please do leave the comments on their Instagram profile. Link down in the description below. I'll also annotate the video somewhere so you can see what their profile link is. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed the information about intermittent fasting. I hope you participate in this contest, and I plan on doing tons more. That's pretty much it. Have yourself a great Thursday, and take care.